Okay, my name is Marja van Kampen. I'm the artist of all these paintings, and I was invited by John and Ray to do a solo show there, and I'd like to thank them. It's really very nice, and the atmosphere here is very nice, and they have been very hospitable. And Dick, my husband, who is filming there, he hung the show yesterday, so I was very well taken care of. I want to tell a little bit about the inspiration for my work. A good few years I went to India to a yoga center, and I went there many times. And after my many trips, one of my many trips, I came back with photos of some children there. I love the children in India. They're very spontaneous and very innocent. You don't see them walking around with toys or anything. And the small ones are carried on the hip of the mother. There's no prams or anything like that. So I started painting the relationship between the mother and the child. And from there it went on. And then when my father died, he left a large selection of photographs and color slides for myself and my sisters, taken during the 50s and the 60s. So that became another big influence, and this painting, for instance, is kind of directly taken from a photo my father took. I grew up in the Netherlands, and you see the bicycle, and in the left the windmill and the farm, and us girls with the big ribbons in our hair, the bows in our hair, which was very fashionable in the 50s. My mother made all our clothes. We were not extremely rich, but she got the fabrics on the market and she would sew all our clothes, so we were always beautifully dressed on the photos. And so from my parents I got my creativity, and they encouraged me to go to art college. So I went to art college in the Netherlands, and after art college I became a teacher. You know, I was only allowed, you can imagine in that time, to go to art college if I would become a teacher. So I became an art teacher. But my big dream was to go to the south of France and become an artist, a painter. So after a few years of teaching, I did that. I went to the south of France. I lived in a kind of, say, artist colony in the mountains in the south of France, and painted there full time. I went back several times, several summers, to paint there. While being in France, I met some Irish people, I made Irish friends, and they invited me to Ireland, and they said, you have to come to Galway. So I went to the west of Ireland, to Galway, and stayed there. I was involved very much in the arts there. With a few friends I set up art space studios, a complex of, we had about 10 studios for artists, which was very a new thing, because there were no spaces for artists to work. We were all worked in our bedroom basically. So we set up this artist complex, and I worked there many years. We did many exhibitions all over the country. We traveled to France, we did exchanges with France, with Germany, with Seattle in the States. And so that's how my artist career started. And in the meantime, I was doing loads of shows, solo shows. And I think this is really my 30th solo show. I've tried to count them, you know, so I did a lot of shows in Ireland and abroad. And about 10 years ago we moved to Enniscorthy, my husband and myself, and that's where we're living. I have a studio there. I really enjoy living in County Wexford, and so that is my little story, and thank you all very much for coming. I really appreciate it, and enjoy yourself.